everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Phoebe and today I am going to be doing some makeup. So basically I am going to a hen do tonight and I need to obviously do my makeup for it. I need to make myself look all nice for the hen do. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I don't really have any inspiration that I'm going from. I'm just sort of going, I fake tan, so I'm going for something a little bit more bronzy. But apart from that, I'm just going to sort of wing it. I'm just going to go with it. I know I want to do something a little more like out vibes. But apart from that, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just going to go with it. So let's just jump straight into doing the makeup. Starting off, I should probably just say, obviously I've got my rollers in my hair. I've done my air wrap and I want to make sure they stay in place. That's why I put the rollers in. So sorry if I look mental, but it's just what you gotta do. So to start off with, I am just gonna give my face a little bit of a clean. I did clean my face before I put my rollers in. I always like to re-clean my face. So I'm just gonna go in with the BIODERMA micellar water, which looks a bit like this. And I am literally taking that on a big cotton pad and I'm just gonna wipe this all across the face. I find this a bit easier than if I was to go to a sink and actually full on wash my face, because obviously I've got my rollers in and I will get my hair wet if I do that and ruin all the work I've already done. I'm just going to take this micellar water and it does the same sort of job anyway. So that is my micellar water done. To add a little bit more of a sort of glow and to exfoliate, I'm going to go in with a glycolic acid toner. So I'm not taking one too heavy. I'm literally going to go in with this one. This is the Revolution Glycolic Toner and this one is the 2.5%. It's still going to tone the skin, it's going to exfoliate it and it's going to give it that little bit more of a glow, which is what I want to go for. So just taking a little bit of that on a cotton pad and then wiping this all over the skin as well. I have got a little mirror here, so if I do sort of look in this direction, it's just so I can see what I am actually doing. So that is my toner done. I'm going to let that all sort of dry on my skin and then do my basic skincare and go in with the makeup. Time wise, I haven't got much time, so I'm just going to quickly do the rest of my skincare off camera. I'm literally just going to go in with my Lancôme serum, my No. 7 eye cream, and then I'm going to mix a little bit of this Clarins day cream, if that shows there, with a few of these Radiance glow drops. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in with my moisturiser. It just makes the skin look a lot more tanned and glowy and like summer vibes. So I'm just going to quickly do that off camera and then come back for the rest of the makeup. Okay, so I'm back and you can see I've just done my skincare. It's got that nice glow to it. I'm just going to let that soak in a little bit and then start off on my eyes. So starting off on eyebrows, I'm going in with a new product. I'm going to use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Just going to take this out of its box. So I'm just going to take this, got a little spoolie, just going to brush that up. I'm going to follow my natural brow shape and just sort of fill in any sparse areas. So let me zoom you in a little bit more. Hopefully that's a bit better there. Sorry, my skin is quite spotty at the moment, so ignore that. Taking this little pencil and I'm literally going to start at the front of my brow and just sort of brush that along. I've never actually used this pencil on myself before, so I'll let you know what I think of it, but it's in the shade Ash Brown. So just bringing that along, you can see it's giving that bit of shape. I'm going to do a little bit just over the arch and then down at the end of the brow. And that's how that's looking. You can see it gives a lot more shape. It looks quite dark here, but in real life it's not that much different. So I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit more at the front, just to give a little bit more definition there. So that is one brow done. I've done that quite quickly, but it just fills it in, basically. So now I am moving on to the second brow. So I'm just going to do the exact same as I've done with this brow on the other side. And before I do that, I think I'm actually just going to add a little bit of gel. So I'm going in with my Morphe, and this is just like the brow wax. Looks a little bit like this. And I'm going to take that on the little e.l.f. brush. So I'm literally just going to lightly brush up to set it all in place, and it also just sort of dispenses the product a little bit more evenly as well. There we go. So that's the one brow done. I'm going to do the other brow and then come back. Okay, so that is both of my brows done. Literally just filled it in with that NYX brow pencil and then set it down with the Morphe gel. So they're feeling quite stuck in place now, so that is those. Now moving on to eyes. I'm just going to prime my eyes and I'm going to do this using my classic P.Louise base, and this is in the shade Rumour 02. So I'm literally just going to pop that all over my eyelid, and I'm also going to use it a little bit just to sort of shape out underneath the brows to give it that little bit more definition. And I am taking this just on a flat big brush, and I'm just going to go in all on the eyelid, and then taking any more of that product just under the brow. So just covering all of that area there. It's going to give it a one colour base, so it hides any veins I've got, if there's any little bits of redness, and it helps the eyeshadow to stick on and stay in place a lot longer as well. So same on the other side. Just taking a Real Technique sponge, dabbing that into place. I haven't damped this or anything, I'm literally just patting over. It takes off any excess and just make sure that it's all in place there. So I'm just doing that. So eye makeup, I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm just sort of winging it. I might actually do a wing. I didn't mean I'm doing a wing, but I might actually do a wing. I'm taking my Morphe M535 brush. I'm going to go in with my favourite at the minute, my iconic London Day to Slay palette. And it looks like this. All very browns and nudes. I'm going to go in with the shade Ultimate Tan, which is in there, which is literally like a light peachy tan shade. And I'm literally just going to pop that all over my lid as a transition colour. So I'm just going to circular motions. I am literally making this up as I go along, so forgive me if I don't really know what I'm doing. Blending that all along. I'm not going to take it too far into the inner corner of the eye, because I normally like to keep that a little bit lighter, but I'm taking it all on the outer corner, and the same on the other side. So that's just how that's looking. It's just giving a little bit of like a shadow to my eye. I'm going to go in with a different palette, because I like this palette, but I don't think all the colours in there are what I want to use tonight. So I'm going in with the Too Faced palette in the shade Cake My Day, which is a warmer tone brown. I like this iconic London palette, but I feel like it does jump from very light sort of transition shades to a really dark brown. There's nothing in between, whereas a Cake My Day shade is in between. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to take it on this little number 7. I don't know if you can see that there. A little angled eyeshadow brush, and I am just going to be popping this on the outer corner and slightly above the crease. So rather than through the crease, just taking it ever so slightly above, so it almost gives that more defined effect on the eye. And then I'm just taking my big fluffy Morphe brush again and blending that in. It looks quite like dramatic at the minute, but I feel like when I've cleaned it up with concealer, stuck some lashes on, and sort of done the rest of my face, it always helps to blend it in. Very outer corner on a little brush. I'm going to take that much deeper brown in the iconic London palette, which is called Deep Soul. This is like a dark brown, and I'm literally popping that around there. Just around that little area there. I'm not going up through the crease with that. And then I'm just going to blend that in with a little fluffy angled brush, just to give a little bit more definition to the eye. Okay, so I just did a little experiment and then did the other eye off camera. I've gone for this sort of wing with a lot more of a dramatic glitter on the inner corner, because I feel like if you're going to a hen do, you need a bit of glitter and a bit of sparkle. So I've done that on one side. I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing, basically. So now I'm going to do the same on the other side and show you exactly what I've done and what I've used. So now we're going to go on to the glitter. So I am using my P.Louise Prime and Define, and this is like the sparkly one here. And I think this one is in the shade Babe You Will Always... Oh no, sorry, it's Baby... There's so much to this. It says... Babe, You'll Always Be My Partner in Crime, XOXO, but I think the shade name is You're Glowing, but I've read it all out now, so it's one of those things. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. I do find, pre-warning, it dries so quickly, so it's always better to put a little bit in your hand and then use that and then add a bit more if you need it. But the good thing about it drying quick is that it does last on the eyes so long, it does not move. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to come in a little bit more, I'm going to look down and you can see literally how pigmented it is. I don't know if P.Louise still do these, but I love them so much. I got them for something stupidly cheap. I'm sure they were like £2 each. I got 4 of them. I think there's 4 different shades. I literally just bought them all. I was like, oh my god, I love them. So I bought them all. So I'm just taking that on the same sort of brush that I used as to do my base, but a lot smaller. And when I get to this part here, because I haven't got a lot of product left on my brush, I just sort of lightly tap that in, just to give that little bit more of a blend. Do need a little bit more product because it has dried up, so I'm just taking a little dab more, and then I'm just going to go over. But it's nice when you haven't got that much product and it's slightly dry, because it helps to blend it in with the eyeshadow at the very end part. I'm taking that more wet product now. Sort of put the brush on its side and just swipe it along. So that is that. I'm just going to sort of pat that in and take that, actually, that Morphe brush, and just sort of go over, giving it a little bit of a blend. And this has just made it look so much more like night out. I feel like I was going to go in with something a little bit more minimal, and I was like, what am I doing? Definitely no. I need party time. I'm taking a little bit more shadow on a little brush. I'm just going over. There's a spot where I've almost put a little bit too much glitter. I'm just going to go over that spot and then go back in with that brush. All the product is basically dry on it now. And sort of blend that all together. Now I am adding the little wing that I've got on the side onto this eye. I am taking my NYX Epic Ink liner pen. I love this, so good. Literally just like a very skinny little pen. And again, I'm just taking this onto the inner part of my eye like that. And then I always literally just go along to create a line as close to the lash line as possible. Okay, so that is my wing. I've kept it quite small and simple. Just make sure they're even. I'm so picky on wings. Okay, they look okay. So that's that done. I'm just going to wipe up everything off my hand, and then I am going to add some lashes, because you've got to have lashes. Okay, so just went off camera. I haven't got a lot of battery left in my camera or a lot of film left, so I'm sort of rushing now, but I've just put my lashes on. I used the Isla Luxe Cashmere ones, and this is in number 3, and this is how they look. So they're quite dramatic, but I like that look, so that's what we've gone for. So now moving on to the base. To start off, I want to keep that glowy skin going, so I am going to go in with the Ciate London Dewy Skin Glass Primer, which looks a little bit like this. So I'm just going to apply some of this primer, and I'm going to focus it in the centre of my face. So yeah, I got this in the Look Fantastic advent calendar, and it's actually really nice. It does that glowy sort of look to the skin, but sometimes I feel like glowy primers just feel like a moisturiser, whereas this one you can actually feel it does smooth out. It's got that silicone feel to it, so I do really like this one. So that's just that applied all over the skin. So for foundation, this is kind of old, but I'm going to go in with it because I like the coverage it gives. It's the number 7 Matte Mousse. I know mousse foundations are a bit of a love-hate, but I do like this one. So I'm going in with this, and this is in the shade Wheat. I'm going to buff this all over the skin with a flat top brush. And I like this because I know I've put that glowy primer on. I do find that I have got oily skin. So if I put a glowy primer on and then go in with a glowy foundation as well on my oily skin, it's just going to be way too much. It's going to be overly shiny too quickly. I'm going in with this because I know it's got a slightly matter finish, but on top of that glowy primer, it's going to give me that level of shine that my skin can handle. And then on harder to reach places, I'm going in with my flat top brush from Morphe and Jeffree Star. I do love this brush. And I'm just going to pop that in all those smaller, harder to reach places, like so. And this is just a really nice foundation. Gives that nice bit of coverage, a nice bit of colour to it as well. I'm happy with how that's looking. So that is my foundation done. It's so quick and easy to use a mousse. I know there's like hate towards it, but literally so quick and easy. I do like them, I'm not gonna lie. Controversial, but I do. Then going in with my L'Oreal Paris Infallible More Than Concealer. I'm going to pop this under my eyes. I'm gonna bring it up to the side of my nose, under there and under here. So this is when we're gonna clean up that eyeshadow. So this concealer does dry really quick, so I always apply it under my eyes first and blend that in. And then if I want it on, say, like the forehead or anywhere else on the face, I always apply it after I've blended it in under my eyes. Okay, so it's all blended under my eyes, just popping a little bit on my chin, and then whatever's left sort of popped on my forehead. I'm not going to go in with any more than that because I don't want to look too contrasted. So now we need to add the warmth back in because I'm still not warm enough. So I'm going in with, I'm going to go in with these. I'm going to go in my number 7 bronzing powers because they've got a mix of shades in there which I like. Try not to get it in my hair, and I'm just going around on the head. Right, tap off that excess, blending up. Blendy blend, that gives a really nice glow which is warm. It's got that pinky tone to it, which is why I love this. And a little bit under the jaw. So we're going along here as well. And then just along my nose again, taking a little brush like this, lightly mixing in there. And I'm just gonna, side of my nose, blendy blend. Blend that through. Now we need to set my under eyes. I do like to set my under eyes after I have done my bronzer because I feel like it snatches the shape of your face. Taking my Lancôme loose powder, just packing that on under the eye, a little bit down the middle of the nose, chin. This powder is normally the colour of my natural skin, so it's actually quite nice to see it when I fake tan. And I'm just packing that in on the forehead. I don't really bake my head because sometimes I feel like it can look a little bit, I don't know, like powdery. So I'm just going to keep that quite light. And then I don't leave it on too long because there's no point. I just don't like leaving it on too long. I find I don't want it to look cakey, which it can do. And then I haven't had this on long at all, but that's long enough. Taking that off my eye, blending up and out. How am I doing for time? I've got to leave in 50 minutes. I haven't even taken my hair out yet. Oh gosh. So that is my face set. It's flat, it's looking all flat. We need a little bit of blush. We need to look bright and fresh and fun. I'm going to go in with my Fenty. This is a highlight, but I like using it as a blush. I mix these 2 shades together. I will link all of the products below. There's nothing better than when someone does a makeup tutorial. You can see every single product they've listed. You don't have to end up doing your own research or searching back through the video. See, I do love blush. Probably my favourite product of all time. So this is so nice because it is a highlighter. It looks so glowy and healthy. It brings the glow back in. So I know I did powder, but it brings that glow back in. Like so, look at that. That's what I want. That's what I want in life. I'm just going to take a little bit of that as well. I like to bring it up. Bring it all across the head. A bit more colour. Going back in with my bronzing pearls, and I'm just going to go lightly over the top, like so. Now on to the lips. I'm going in with, what am I going in with? Let's do something a bit more brown, a bit nude. Going in with NYX matte pencil in Free Spirit. Let me zoom you out. Ooh, there we go. So NYX Free Spirit. See, that's nice, but I think I need something a bit darker with it. So now I'm going in with Sephora Light Brown. That's a lot better. And on the top. Okay, now I'm going to put like a nudie sort of shade just on top in the middle of that. I think I'm going to go in with my Anastasia liquid lipstick because I'm going to be eating, so I need something that stays on long. I'm going to put it on in Peachy. So I'm going to put that on. I haven't got a lot of film left, so I'm going to stick it on, come back and then show you the final result. Okay everyone, so this is the finished look of all of the makeup together. I've also taken my hair out. I had it in rollers probably for about 4 hours. It's a very sort of nude look, a little bit more glamorous, like emphasising the eyes and then overlining the lips sort of look. So this is the vibe I'm going for. I'm going to zoom you in. I always get it the wrong way around. So this is the vibe I'm going for. These are the eyes closed. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it or would like any more videos, let me know in the comments. Yeah, so this is the finished look. Thank you for watching my videos again. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.